notification.
Gonna be more clever, yeah. Good girl is gone, she gone forever, more forever. And now she dog them out whenever. I respect your relationship. I don't care if you don't. But I think you're better than me. And I won't tell if you don't. A dog gon' be a dog. But a gon' be more clever. Oh, a dog gon' be a dog. Yeah.
Okay.
We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Today we continue on with John Madden Thanksgiving celebration weekend, and we have got a good one in store. As it'll be the New Orleans Saints taking on the Miami Dolphins. On the Saints sideline, head coach Kellen Moore. His guys just 2 wins over their last 6 games. Then on the Dolphins side, you've got Mike McDaniel. His guys coming off their byes, so they should be fresh and ready to get after it. Here's the punter, Jake Bailey, ready to do the honors. And we are underway from Miami. Well, now how about this return? And he nearly broke that for more, as it is still a good return. He'll start to drive right around the 37. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him. But he only threw 1 touchdown pass, and you know he wants that to improve. He might even consider that as part.
And this will be caught at the 30. And he's brought down after a very nice game. It's a gain of 35. First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
I've heard of quick strike offenses, but this is taking that to the extreme. I mean, the very first snap of the ball game, normally you're thinking, let's get our quarterback comfortable and get him into the flow of the game, but not here. They come out attacking from the outset, and it pays off in a big way.
And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Try to get that one to Chris Olave. And that'll bring up second down. But Charles, we see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise, and obviously hoping to get these guys back on the field in a hurry.
Brandon, I'm going to go ahead and age myself. I'm going to ask you, when you were in high school and there were injuries, did you hear next man up from your coaches?
Well, you hear it every week now in the NFL, that's for sure.
You know how when I played when dinosaurs roamed the earth, you didn't hear next man up. You heard, oh, no, we got to put in Davis.
They need two. Here's third down.
Let's go. Black 40.
Cooks motions to the left. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. Calling no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Watch out, left. 50 Fury. Ready?
They'll go. Here's Rattler. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Afitu Melifonwu. And the Dolphins are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down.
Result of the play is a turnover on down.
Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there.
But that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Now he's free up the left sideline. And all the way up to the 45-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Going to the air. Tagovailoa. This one's complete to Jalen Waddle. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. A run straight ahead with Achane. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. The Dolphins had 74 in the year. They come in off the extended break from the bye.
And I think it was much needed as well, because you play 2.5 months. You know you're ready for some time off in order to get prepared for the home stretch. In fact, when they looked at the schedule to start the season,
He fought in and got him down.
now that's a heck of a moment for your first sack of the game, because if this long drive ends without a touchdown because of that sack, we're going to look back and say that might be one of the biggest plays of this contest.
So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He'll try and do this himself.
Should skip something up there, dude.
42-yard line, and that is not near enough. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards there. It's a 4th down.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. Online, but off the crossbar, no good. A long-range effort denying 3 points at the very end. All things considered, a pretty good kick. Just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck. And unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Remember last time out, they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed them up, so it's still 0-0 here as they begin their second possession.
Yeah, one great way to judge a defense. How do they handle what we call sudden change? When all of a sudden, it goes against their offense and have to run out the field and try and put out the fire. Give this one great kudos for getting out there and not letting that interception lead to points. Excellent job by them defensively.
And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
Straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
And that's complete to Cooks. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
Complete to Brandon Cooks. 10 yards on the pickup. It's second.
Kamara up the middle.
I could keep slipping off the controller, dude.
The 22-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
That's good for the Saints.
Here we go. Ready.
Again, it's Kamara. He's dropped just inside the 20. A little second effort there, but couldn't find a whole lot of space. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Down.
Here's Rattler. Got an open man. It's Washington. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Set. Ready. Red. 38. Set. Cut.
To the air is Rattler. He gets it to Cooks. And for the moment, this will be a first down. But we have a marker on the field. Let's see if this stands. So that flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play.
And talk about a momentum shift, because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag.
They'll set up the screen down to Kamara. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more.
Blake Grupe for the Saints field goal.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. Well, both teams kind of feeling each other out here. Now after 3 drives, we have a score with that field goal.
Yeah, they're still waiting for their breakout drive to come to them, all right? They're using the playbook well. They're looking for that extra section that says touchdowns instead of field goals. But they'll take the 3 for now and try and get set up for more later.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Dolphins offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. And he continues to be a nuisance for opposing defenses that are tasked with trying to slow him down. He's currently 2nd in the NFL in rushing. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. And they were winners the last time they took the field, which was 2 weeks ago. They had the open week last week, so this is a squad that should be really refreshed and ready to roll.
I would agree, because when you get that open week after a victory, it does wonders for everyone. Obviously, your body, get a chance to heal up, but your mind as well. You feel good about winning, so now you get away from it for a few days.
Come on, you guys got to catch the ball, dude.
Just be you. Enjoy that time away, and then you come back ready to go.
You look at the Saints defense. They enter this one down in the 26th position in the NFL against the run.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
Tua going to throw. Now he'll take this and run. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2 at the 43-yard line.
Up the middle, their chance. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
You've got to be impressed by the defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Second down and 8. Now they'll throw. It's time. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 37.
That's another Dolphins first down. First and 10 at the 37.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw.
Oh, my goodness, dude.
He's taken down. Brian Brzee. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
I'm actually looking at this play with defensive eyes here, partner, because they were still laser focused on him after his earlier exploits on this drive. I think they went back to the well just a little bit too soon. He got across the line of scrimmage, but they certainly weren't giving up much more than that.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And the Dolphins are going to tie the score at 3. So he missed his first attempt, remember, but this time he gets back on the bike and knocks it home.
Man, sometimes that first one can really impact you moving forward. It can just stay with you too long and affect everything else you do during the game. In this case, though, able to shake it off. He's riding high again.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. What a weekend it has been already around the NFL. We had 3 great games on Thanksgiving, another one Friday in Philadelphia, and it's all part of the NFL salute to the legendary John Madden. This week's slate of games known as the John Madden Thanksgiving Celebration Weekend, and we at EA Sports salute the man we knew as Coach, who brought so much to this great holiday, so many smiles with his love of family, his love of football, and we miss him, no doubt. Gone, but certainly never forgotten. John Madden. From the 33, here's 2nd down and 5. Off the play fake, it's Rattler. And the Dolphins rush gets home, down he goes. That time, Bradley Chubb shooting in there for the sack. down and 16 yards to go.
Hut. 60 ready.
They'll throw. Here's Rattler. And that one to the right side and incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now. Malik Washington deep for Miami. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. The Dolphins offense and Tua Tagovailoa headed back out onto the field. And he's been very impactful when using his legs this year, both when the pocket breaks down and by design. You notice his name sits near the top when looking at the league leaders in rushing yards by a quarterback. The drive starts with a run from Ochane. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Looking to pass. Tua. Short throw caught by Dulcich. It'll be a gain of 5. And 3rd and 8 now. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Out of the gun on 3rd down. Here's Tua.
Good.
Pressure and down he goes. No surprise there. Chase Young wrecks that play with a sack. So on 4th down, here's Jake Bailey to punt for the Dolphins. It's a 44-yard punt, just 3 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. And it's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I feel like I can see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Down.
Now Rattler. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And takes this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10. Here's Tua. They'll let this go deep. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And the Saints are going to get the football here at their own 23. And I saw the pressure coming out. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
The New Orleans offense set to take over. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with a slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
It gets this one to Johnson. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And that'll bring up a third down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Go for 45. One.
Rattler wants to throw it. The Dolphins get there this time and they bring him down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. On fourth down, Ryan Stonehouse on the punt.
Fuck.
And here in this first half as he gets it away. This is fielded at the 27.
Offside. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Pulled in at the 24. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That's caught. Nicholas Mukakine. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Second down and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 46-yard line.
Now 2. Now he'll take this and run. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Chase Young able to record his 5th sack of the season. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because themselves right now. We have to do something differently. I wonder, Brandon, I just wonder, you think maybe he was worried about where he was on the field? Was he far enough? Was he close enough to the first down sticks?
Absolutely. He was right there by him, and I think he was thinking first down before he caught that football.
Yeah, got to catch it first, because if you don't catch it, there's no chance of picking up a first down.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
Yellow, 22.
Rattler working out of the gun. Again, it's Johnson. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. The start for them near flawless. Defense gets them a 3 and out. 2 quick pass connections on offense.
So that's how a team works together. Just what you described. Get them the ball, give them a little momentum, and they're capitalizing off of that. Thanks a lot, guys.
Olave motioning to the left. Throwing is Rattler. And it's complete. He gets this one to Washington. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Hut.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this one taken in by Olave. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get about 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens.
Here we go. Ready. 38. Ready.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to launch it for Washington. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we are deadlocked at the break here, and the EA Sports Halftime Report starts now. Here's Scott Hanson.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Hope you all had a very happy Turkey Day indeed as we wrap up John Madden Thanksgiving celebration weekend. Let's roll. Our trip through the NFL starts now. We begin with the reigning, defending Super Bowl champs, the Eagles, at home to take on the Chicago Bears. And it's Jahan Dotson. Beautiful ball hitting him on the slant. He catches it in stride, and he just keeps running. It'll be a 78-yard catch and run for the touchdown. Why don't we go over to Charm City now? Check in on the Ravens as they host the Cincinnati Bengals. And here comes Derrick Henry. One last one to show you, and it's in Detroit. It's the Lions taking on the Packers. And this is Jahmyr Gibbs. He's a weapon in the run game. He's a weapon in the passing game. Look at him go. This is going to wind up as an 85-yard catch and run for the touchdown. The Lions have no problems in this one. They get it done in blowout fashion. And time for one more look at the rest of the scores from around the National Football League. Meanwhile, in our game, we expected a tight one, and we got it, all even at the break, as we get you back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Second half ready to roll. 2 field goals, a combined output in half number 1. It could be first touchdown wins. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a very solid return out across the 45-yard line before going out of bounds. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays. And the third quarter begins with a run by Achane. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
44. Ready.
On first down, back to Achane. And he's got some space here. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Well, CD, you see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise, and obviously hoping to get these guys back sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and these guys, they've been hearing the mantra next man up since their Friday Night Light games in high school. There's 3 simple words, but they're absolutely perfect to use, and everyone has adopted them. Next guy up, do your best.
On the ground, it's Allegretti. Just a yard on the run there. That's going to bring us to a fourth down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Patterson's kick is good. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. Well, they don't get a touchdown here in the opening drive at the third quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And they find themselves down on the scoreboard following a field goal a moment ago.
And I think even though they try a win for their defense, and that's probably what they're telling the offense when they get to the bench. Hey, the onus is on you guys now. Get back out there and get us the lead back.
That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down.
Ready.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. They'll get this out to Kamara. So the completion gets him just a yard. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Rattler from the gun, 3rd down. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Matt Judon. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And it has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. 51 yards on the punt there. And it'll be Dolphin football. The home team's offense and running back Devon Achane making their way back out. And he's been a tough guy to contain this year, and his numbers reflect that, as you can see right here. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Now, this game has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
At the 40-yard line.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa.
You suck, dude.
Is incomplete.
Suck.
Based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Washington. That'll give it 8 that time. And that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away.
Oh.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
They're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal.
Here we go, ready. Red, 38, ready.
Here's Rattler. There's a short one caught by Johnson. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches as we just saw him do there because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him now. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll show the defense.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Yeah, this is taken at the 23. A good return there, 17 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets them a 1st down.
This is a rarity in the NFL, a 100-yard game on the ground for a quarterback. Even as those passers get more athletic and mobile, we only see about 5 of these a season. It takes a special set of circumstances for it to happen. And of course, a special play.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Hit and dropped behind the line by Shelby Harris. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Tua sets up to pass it. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. They'll run, Achane. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the 8-yard line.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Touchdown! Greg Dulcich, his 4th touchdown on the year. As these guys are able to extend their lead.
I wonder if he changed anything on his play sheet or they just executed better. Because they had 2 previous drives that ended in field goals. Before this one, they finally were able to put into the end zone.
Well, whatever he did, speaking of the offensive coordinator, might be using that formula going forward. It worked there.
Yeah, it worked very well. He and his field general in pretty good sync right now. They're starting to move the ball well.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The New Orleans offense set to take over. They trail by 10, 13-3 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together.
Down.
To the air is Rattler. Olave over the middle. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. So from the 37, here's second down and 2.
Brings up second and 2 at the 37-yard line.
Trying the left side with Kamara. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from second and 2 to a tough third and 4. From the gun, here's Rattler. He'll try and do this himself. And he will slide to a hold at the end of that one. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
Let's go.
It's a gain of 6.
And they'll send a slot in motion left. And they'll fake the jet sweep there instead. Hand to Kamara. He'll be pretty well stopped in his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
From the 42-yard line, here's second and 9.
Here we go. Here we go. Ready.
Play action. Now Rattler.
Shit.
He gets us to Cooks. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
And the Saints, first down.
Here we ready.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
They'll go play action here with Rattler. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6.
Safety blitz, such a fun play call to witness when it works. And the deep man can get home for a sack. Great timing by him. Interception earlier in this contest. Now a sack. He's definitely campaigning for Player of the Week honors, isn't he, partner?
Come on, set.
They'll throw. Here's Rattler. And that is incomplete. Oh, my goodness. He was in his own zip code, but somehow could not look it in.
And that is not what you expect from a receiver of his caliber. Sometimes you get a little ahead of yourself. You don't look it in, and all of a sudden it's on the ground. A surprise to all.
They're going to look to throw. Locates Kamara on the out route. And he'll get it down here to the 43. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. It's the Saints who hold the football. But they're trailing as we begin the fourth quarter of play.
Wow. Don't quiet.
Ready.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. There we go. Here's Rattler. And that's complete to Brooks. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of 30. So they convert on 4th, and now from just outside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Rattler going to look to throw again. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11.
And the Saints, first down.
Down.
Now Rattler. Over the middle, complete. That's Washington. This will be 20 to the 15.
A 6-yard pickup brings up second and 4 at the 15-yard line.
Second down and 4. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he's able to work it here at the 8-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it first and goal.
I think they'll make this drive a little bit better for the partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
50, Green.
Rattler wants to throw it. Touchdown, Saints. Juwan Johnson from 8 yards out. And the Saints have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the fourth.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Dolphins offense returning to the field. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Now Tua. He's taken down here by the Saints. Devon Godshaw getting in there and dropping it.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead. And thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste a step of performance from these ace pass rushers.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Looking to pass. Tua. Open man, Westbrook-Ikhine. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. You hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
And he'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first.
It's a gain of 2. And the Dolphins first down. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
And they'll give this to Uche. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. 48 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the 4th quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
When offensively they had to buy last week, defensively did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Again, it's Achane. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? You just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hand out to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all they needed. 1st down.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the 1st down.
And as we say often, it shows confidence in your offensive line. Achane on 1st and 10. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Line of scrimmage, the 24. This is 2nd and 6. Now a run by Achane. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. They'll run for it with Achane. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. This is Achane. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. Taken down by Pete Werner. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but it works some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on 2nd down. Achane here, they stay on the ground. It'll be a minimum pickup, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. He'll try and do this himself. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting the sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. Riley Patterson on. A lot of pressure on this kick. This to swell the lead to 6. Patterson's kick is good. And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So that gives him a little bit of breathing room, but not much. And you have to think back to the field goal that he missed earlier. This would be a 2-score game right now if he had converted then.
And if you and I are thinking about it, you know he is as well, because in the back of his mind, he's thinking, I hope I get one more shot in an important spot. He just made that one. He wants one more later to truly make up for the earlier miss.
Now after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. And it's a pretty good return here, so he gets this up to the 29. So no lines on the Saints offense. Down by 6, a minute 11 to go. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Ready. Black 40.
He'll look to throw. And he can't get it thrown away. He's taken down. Matt Judon in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Here comes second down. Back to throw. This secondary as a unit, they worked really well together in this one, especially late.
A lot of cohesiveness, a lot of communication, and some great athleticism. They're playing so well now, a nickname is sure to follow. They're going to have to name this whole unit soon.
They'll look to throw. Finding Washington. No choice but to go. Here's fourth down now.
And gain 6 yards. It's fourth down.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here we go. This is fourth down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Into the hands of Cooks. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. Down to an Eagles Tua, and that should just about do it. Just got a heck of a show, partner. This was a close game for a long time. Close at half, close down the stretch. Home team finds a way to get it done. A narrow victory.
Yeah, they finished with a flourish, didn't they? Because there were times where each side looked like they were the better team out there. And the outcome's in doubt for much of this game. Every snap seemingly more important than the previous one. Great effort from the guys visiting. But in the end, how about those guys in their home stadium finding a way to win?
So for Miami, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-4. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for the Saints, the playoffs look to be out of reach now as they drop to 4-8. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Nauseating, dude.
see these demons, hoping I crash. All that I wanted, like the last laugh. Gotta move fast, get to the bag. I saw the signs for so long, just a reminder to hold on. Ain't gonna cry or go home, stay strong, yeah. Walls keep closing in, I keep going in. See that I'm gonna be the first, but they praying that I won't let. And you know that I get better when I wanna get better. Always on my grind, it's 24/7, I don't settle. I demand my respect, cause they'll finesse you if you let them. Told myself I was the champion, went and got the medals. I showed the world my true colors, and they was black and yellow. I let the past be the past, I'm on a new level. It's hard to pick which card to drive, I got a few of them. The first to make it cross the line like a true winner. Cause if you knew better, then you do better. Yeah, yeah,
Sure.
They selected. D controls. D music. Mandate L26.
one more try.
Control.